Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty excited about this video, and I'm generally excited today because I haven't had a good tough hit in a while. And as you can see, my friend and student Elliot is on court. I'm about to join him. We did a bunch of drills earlier this afternoon, a lot of length hitting, a lot of options in the alley or in the channel. And we've really been working on a few specific things in that zone, from weight of stroke to disguise and deception, options, hold of the swing, etc., etc. We finished, an hour and 20 minutes in with a deep game or a length game with any straight attack, followed by 2 full court games. Now, the reason I'm super excited, and I'm just going to play the video in the background while I chat for a few minutes here. I'm super excited because I haven't played with a strong player in a while. And I mean, hey, I have the privilege of coaching Elliot, but sometimes it's fun to just get on and play slightly more open stuff on court as well. So like I said, this first game here, it's a deep game with the option to attack straight. So that could be a straight drop, a straight kill, straight volley drop, straight volley kill, of course. And the other thing here is that we're not just thinking about using those shots. We're thinking about using those shots from a pattern creation perspective, so expectations. We're also thinking about showing a shot, changing the shot, so there's a disguise and deception piece. Now, I haven't watched this back yet. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, so I know that I personally wasn't playing my best squash ever, but I was pleased with my overall performance, and I was happy. I managed to somehow pop that one on. Elliot's getting on the ball early, so he's been working on attacking a lot and just taking time away from his opponents. As you can see there, perfect squeeze on the sidewall. Happy that I reached it. Obviously unhappy that I couldn't get it onto the front. Now, I might actually pause and show you a couple of things that I could feel in the moment that I wasn't a huge fan of about my own game. So when I see it here in a second, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. I felt a couple of things. I felt like my width there, that one was good width, but on average, my width wasn't necessarily very good. When I did get it deep, so we were just laughing because we were saying it would be a stroke in a PSA match, but we just played a let. I found that my width wasn't necessarily good enough. See, like that's too short, not getting through the court. That's better. Trying to get on the ball early myself. Again, that's just too short through the court. That sat up off the side wall. There's a little bit of a hold, which stretched him out nicely. Here, I'm trying to just extend the points a little bit. That's actually one of the hardest skills, is when you get that loose ball through the middle of the court, being able to put it away with quality. My shot wasn't the best shot in the world, but a lot of people struggle to just respond to that. That forced cross is, and again, too wide. See, I know he's volleying, so I'm trying to go extra wide with the crosses, but I'm not getting enough depth on them. He's stepping forward and volleying well, putting a bit of pressure on him there with the hold. So that's one thing. My forehand has been feeling pretty good in general. My length out of the back, a little bit of a hold, and my kill from the mid-court mixing in with a hold. All of those factors have been feeling pretty good. Same thing out of the back of the court. I feel like I've been holding and hitting pretty cleanly. But the cross courts are what really let me down, but that's partially because, see that hold there held his movement. Actually, I'll show you this one in detail. So this one here, when I'm getting onto this ball here, I'm letting the ball drop, which forces him to hold his movement just a tad bit there. And then I get decent enough depth, which, as a result of which, the ball gets a little bit behind him and he clips that side wall. So here, I'm just trying to put the pressure on, but I didn't do a good job getting that width. So I wanted to get onto this ball early. Even though he clipped sidewall, it ended up getting quite low, which unfortunately didn't give me the opening that I ideally would have wanted. So I missed my opportunity there, although I executed well on that one. So he had the chance here to take advantage of my weak cross, but he was arguably a little bit too close to the ball and he missed his target, allowing me, in this case, you notice I set up with a relatively low backswing because the ball is quite low, because all I want to do is cut it and just push it in to the front wall like so. If I started with a big high backswing, because that ball, even though it was loose, it came fast, that big backswing would force me to have to drop, and it would have taken a bit of time away from me, which meant that the ball would have gotten behind me and I would have had a higher likelihood of hitting that tin. You know, we can talk about different swings. I talk to my advanced students about swings where in this situation, if I can come in with this mid-height swing and I have the ability, see, the mid-height swing shows a short ball because, again, you don't have a big windup, so it's hard to generate pace from that position. But if you have the ability to go short and long, straight and cross from a position like this, you are coming from a strong position of strength. So from here, I had this straight drop, I had this straight punch drive, I had a boast, I could have hit a short cross angle, I could have lobbed the ball. So you want to develop options from multiple swings eventually, but one piece at a time. And there are a lot of technical nuances that go into that. So if you want to learn about that, it's like send me an email, ahad@arperformance.com. But let's keep going here. So we're not here for days. I tried to put the short kill in. Elliot normally drops from that position in the midcourt, and that's the feedback I was giving him. That backhand midcourt, he loves to drop, which is why I pushed forward to cover it, and then he was smart to kind of go through the court. See, again, my cross courts are way too wide. I'm not getting the depth on them. That's a sign of two things. I'm overusing the cross court. That's better. And two, I haven't been playing enough to kind of have my cross court locked in, although I did enjoy that shot. That's the risk with the extra wide ball. So here, let's go back to this one for a second. So Elliot hits a cross. We'll watch it again right here. He goes for the cross, overhit just a little bit. And see, this is a sign of good length versus mediocre length for me, for anyone. Not hating on Elliot here. When he hits that, when the length hits the back wall, the ball hits the back wall right here where my cursor is moving, the ball's rising off the back glass, as you can see over here. So when the ball rises off the back glass, it gives your opponent options to hit and attack the ball. So the risk of hitting extra wide and hitting hard is that now I'm hitting the ball literally from the middle of the court. Elliot has to remain on the right of me or behind me, which gives me this entire left channel to hit down. Now you notice I'm setting up with a full prep because from here, the open space is into this back left area of the court. So Elliot is, I haven't seen his movement yet, but he's likely to start drifting backwards for the shot. He's watching closely. You can see his neck is turned. He's watching. He's light on his toes over here. So he's going to have a pretty good chance of anticipating it. But from this position, if I can execute that drop like so, you see Elliot's first step was starting to split to go backwards. And then he realized the drop was coming in at the last second. And then he's nowhere close to that ball. So again, going back to quality of length. So extra wide and sitting up off the back wall, as you see here, gives your opponent a lot of hitting room. The natural expectation is to hit into space, which is why that back left is my number one target. But because it's my number one target, and I know he knows it's my number one target, I go for the front option and fortunately execute it reasonably well. Now let's just look at the technique for a second. So I have that full setup, full rotation, and then as I come through the ball, strong wrist, and the racket face ends up forward. Rather, it's pointing in the direction of my target. From this angle, it looks like it's going out to the side, but it's kind of going forward towards the target. So just a little tip for you when you're playing that attack out of the back of the court. Let's keep going. I honestly might skip forward a little bit because this video is going to get excessively long, if not. So again, force cross by me. Nice little squeeze. Fantastic counter drop by him. A little bit of interference, but the quality is just way too good. See, I didn't expect that. So, you know, since I want to learn more about my own abilities, let's see. So I come in pretty well over here for the drop. Nice strong position. Put some nice cut on that ball as it comes forward. I actually get a nice squeeze on that. He does well to reach it. And now one mistake that a lot of people make is that they come in with a high backswing when they're under pressure, but he's doing well to come in with a low backswing. This is actually something he and I have worked on for a while to nudge that counter drop in. But if you notice, I'm a little bit sleepy here. I'm not expecting him to get this ball. At the last second, if you look at my feet where the cursor is, I realize that he's getting to this ball. And then I take a late split step, but then I hesitate because I see him. See, I was going to take that inner line. Then I see him clearing into the middle because he did hit that drop tight to the sidewall. So the line is to the left. And then the quality is too good. The little bit of interference, unfortunately, I can't get on it. Okay, so you know what? For the sake of efficiency, I'm going to go past this and I'm going to get into, I can't remember who won this game. I think he won this game. Let's see. We'll watch the last rally. There were a couple of pretty intense rallies here, if I recall, but it's all good. That's better width. Finally mixing in a little bit of height, which I love to do. That is a slightly forced one. I like that shot. So this shot, it's something that this was a bit of a forced drop, but honestly, it's something that I want to do because I need to learn how to do that again. I used to be able to hit it quite well. He does well to get on that ball nice and early. One thing that I felt is I wasn't split stepping properly in this game or in this session, but I like the fact that I split step well over there, which allows me to get onto this ball. And then again, coming with that low prep. And if you watch Elliott, look where his momentum is going. His momentum is going for the cross because most people, when they're under pressure from there, hit the cross. And I went in and I punched the ball straight. The result of which is that this ball, and I was fortunate that I hit it really nice and tight, and then Elliott hit it out. He's not happy with that. Elliott, I'm going to call you out right there. Look at that expression. Oh, he's not happy. So that was fun because that breaking of pattern by playing that straight lob is something that's super critical. Okay, let's come in here. So now we're playing full court games. That's a good width by him. Gets me right off the bat. I know I need to volley that ball because you have that judgment eventually that says this ball's about to die. I need to get on it. And I should have that mental intention anyways of looking to volley and cut everything off. Oh, that one too, to be honest. I knew I needed to volley that. And he got that funny bounce in the back nick of the court. That's what he and I laughed about a little bit. It's a little bit of deception over there. That ended up becoming quite tight. See, that volley deep by him was actually a good one because his natural tendency is to go short. Trying to be a bit deceptive with my movement. See there, I could have hopped on that. So see, here's where you want to get on balls early, but you don't have to get on balls early. Because in this position, you see it right there, I turn around to look at his recovery. And I kind of want him to recover a little bit more so he gets in front of me. Because technically the open space is now also in the front of the court. And I know that he's in front of me. And I have position, which allows me to then find my fading weight of stroke. I think I bumped him a tiny bit along the way there, which is why I apologized. I felt happy with that movement, but somehow he almost counter dropped it. So this is one thing now, I'm getting older. I'm 39 years old, and I'm not playing much at a high level. But what I really wanted to show here is you notice how you can put together combinations, right? So my serve, I'm trying to put some spin on that ball as I come through. Serve hits sidewall at a pretty good spot where it makes for a tough volley. And then that ball dips down a little bit. Elliott did hit a nice boast. That's a pretty wicked two-wall attacking boast. You can see that ball hit the front wall like 2 inches above the tin. If I go back to my movement piece where I said my split step, as he's hitting, I'm actually a little bit late to split right there. Maybe a little bit late, but I'm really happy about my ability to extend and control that ball right there with that nudge to get that squeeze. Pretty epic that he reached that ball. He actually did reach it, but it's a stroke because he's obviously right in the way. I don't want to push him. But that was actually pretty, I'm happy with that movement of mine. And I love counterattacking in particular because if your movement is strong enough, and you're playing someone who attacks like crazy, that was a poor serve by me, by the way. You're playing someone who attacks like crazy, the counter drop is a phenomenal shot to try to plant a seed of doubt in their minds. See, they're trying to become a bit more aggressive on the volley. Again, missed my target. I don't mind that I went for that volley, but in this situation, like where is the space? The space is down the forehand, but I haven't, it's coming fast and I haven't quite gotten around the ball, which is why the cross is the shot that I ended up executing. Unfortunately, I need to get faster with my prep to get on that, but I just couldn't get the width on that. And that's the risk of the bang bang cross courts, because if you miss your target, it's on the guy's volley because he's stuck to your side already. I got lucky. That's a slightly better cross because I hit down on it. That was better width. He can't attack me from that position. That was me rushing. That was a mental rush. It wasn't a panicked mental rush because it was a bit of a thought out shot where I did actually want to put the drop in because it was from a position where I was under a little bit of pressure and I normally can hit that shot. So I kind of wanted to catch him out with that shot. I like that. That was the hold. So again, here's an opportunity where you have your opponent under some pressure. And you notice, remember I said I felt like I was slow with my split step? If you watch my feet here, I'm getting a little bit bouncier on the tee so that I can kind of time my split a little bit better. And then get on the ball early, have that swing, let the ball drop, hold, and then change up the angle. I'm throwing a lot at you in this video, but I'm kind of enjoying it because that was a terrible serve, but I did well to reset that. I know he's pushing out from the back right, so I'm holding and sending him back repeatedly in that position. I hadn't played a volley boast in a long time, so I did the right thing, but I felt like I kind of nudged the ball a little bit too much. I didn't hit through it. So if we go back here and I watch my swing, so that's my classic sort of mid prep. Yeah, you can't really see the fall. I did follow through reasonably. That's not bad. Just clip the top of the tin. It's a good attacking cross by me. Another trying to get on the ball early, take time away from him. I tried to show the cross and hit straight. Tried to hold a little bit, show him the kill and go long. There's slightly better use of the kill shot. So again, mixing in the volley, sometimes letting it go, sometimes taking it, break the opponent's timing, breaking how much time I give them on the ball. A little bit of hold on the forehand to send him deep, another hold to kind of keep pushing him back and forth, but he does well to defend. That is a poor boast by me. That's getting a little bit too complacent where you know that you're building pressure. You don't need to go for a cheap opportunity there. That again is poor by me. Did well to get back in the rally, but see, I'm trying to hit down on my cross courts now, but that was super tight by Elliott. My cross, see, that's the problem. When you try to hit that attack and cross, if you miss it ever so slightly, so you'll see over here, I do well to start my racket high. I do cut down on the ball, but it's just too severe. This ideally should be bouncing either here, so it kind of fades back this way, or I need to hit lower on the front wall so this bounce takes place in front. I need to cut the ball more so that it takes its second bounce, because you see as it comes to the wall, it sits up off the wall, and that's like perfect hitting position for a good player. They're gonna crush you on that, and he does well to execute that length. Yeah, let's keep going here. Again, too much width by me. I do well to volley that, although I wish I felt a little bit more stable. I want to see what I did here and how I can try to get a little bit more stable on this ball. See, again, I'm reacting to it late. I'm splitting way too late. He's already hit the ball and I'm splitting. That's why I'm late on it. So one of my biggest takeaways here is that I need to get that split step right. But I do well to maintain my strength over there to hold that position. And I got a lucky bounce at the end there. See, again, I knew it. I remember this. I was laughing and cursing myself at the same time, where I knew I should have volleyed it. And you saw that I made the intention to go volley it, but for whatever reason, I left it and I got burned twice. So I like that. So let me show you this sequence again. So go for space over here, get on the ball early, and then just put the ball in with a bit of spin, get that ball angling to the sidewall. Elliot does really well to get on it. And I try to get on the ball early and hit it into the space, which is in the back right. Now I overhit the drive again, but not poorly where he has to defend. And then again, I accelerate onto the ball. The space again is in the front left. So I try to show the front left and then change the racket angle at the last second. And I executed that shot well. All right, this video is getting crazy long. Let's skip ahead to the end of the third game. I think we went into overtime here. So this is again full court. Elliot, by the way, I believe he won that second game. And then this is the end of third. So this was cool. So now this shot that I played here, by the way, Gregory Gaultier did this to me. Open stance when the ball was further behind him. And then he hit this ridiculous cross-court kill, kind of like that cross that I hit a second ago from the midcourt. He hit from this position, and I didn't know what the heck happened. But I hit this because I hadn't hit this kill thus far, and the expectation for my opponent is from that position I'm going to defend straight. So that worked out well. Elliot actually almost got that ball. It just clipped the tin. And had it clipped the tin, had it not clipped the tin, I was not about to get it. So I got lucky. I was telling him I was super lucky there. But the point was the variation there on the straight kill. Again, the ball's getting close to my feet. I'm not quite getting it right. I got lucky there. That trickle boast probably wasn't the best shot in the world to use in that moment because I opened up the court when I was still too close to the side wall. That's better width, although overhit. That's better width in that it's at least sitting down. That's sat up. That's better that it's dropping into the back. No position there, so the obvious shot is to just defend it because you're not trying to rush it. And then that was a good squeeze in the last minute. I'm not going to lie, I was feeling pretty good about myself at this point, considering that I haven't played much. And by the way, I should say, oh, and there's a variation. Couldn't get the kill in. Good use of height. Again, I know he's coming out of that back right, so I'm going to put that deception in, and he got unlucky and hit the ball back at himself. And I think that was like a 14-12 or something like that. So anyways, I enjoyed this because I wanted to watch this for myself anyways, and I thought I may as well break down certain aspects of it and highlight some good things and highlight some things that I need to improve. I hope you enjoyed it for entertainment purposes, and hopefully you took something from it. If you want me to make more videos like this based on my own game, let me know. Happy to break it down for you. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.